Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave and we're going to talk about guitars and things for like 2 hours. How are you? Nice to see you. Happy Saturday. And yeah, sláinte you. Wow, big week. It's all gone down. I'm officially unemployed right now for the next week and a half. So interesting times. But yeah, glad to be here with you guys. Glad to be spending some time with you. Looking forward to the next few hours. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining me. And let's get, the best we can out of it. I do have a question of the stream, by the way. And this one tonight is more about stuff that you guys want to see on the channel. So I'd expand on this any way you want to, because I'm going to ask you basically what you want on the channel. So here's the question of the stream for tonight. What guitars or guitar companies would you like to see more on the channel? So there's any particular brand, any particular model, any particular anything. This channel is as much about you guys as it is me. So tell me what you want to see. And I'll do my best to make it happen. So let's get into that in the chat as well as everything else that we talk about. I'll leave that up for most of the stream. And as I say, feel free, let me know on Facebook. I think I have a Twitter as well. And there's email link in the description below. So anything you want on the channel, send it to me. I'm not always the quickest to get to these things, but for sure I will make a note of it and I will get to it eventually. So let me know what you want. All right, that being said, let's jump into some chat and see what we can talk about. Good to see a lot of the regulars here. I love you guys and the new people too. Just everybody. I love you all. So John Brad is here and he starts us off with, hey Dave, have a question for you. What are your top 3 favorite Rory Gallagher albums? That's a great question, John, because Rory had some great albums. So give me a second on that one. My absolute favorite album, but I won't count it in the answer, is Live Irish Tour 1974. It's one of my favorite live albums of all time. I think it's just a great album. Um, his debut album was pretty good. Yeah, the debut album had it was called Rory Gallagher, and it had I Fall Apart, and what else was it? What's the other good tune on that? I Fall Apart and Sinner Boy. Those are my favorite on that. Tattoo is another one. Tattooed Lady is on that. That's the big one there. Um, yeah, it's probably that. A Million Miles Away is on it. Cradle Rock is on it. So that's a great album. Um, the next one, there's a lot of posthumous albums that Rory has, or his family have released, which are pretty cool. A lot of like I suppose you'd call them B-sides that have been released. But you'd have to, it's really hard because there's some really good ones in the 70s. Photo Finish is a really great album. Photo Finish or Jinx is, I can't really put Jinx on it, but Photo Finish has Shin Kicker, great tune. Brute Force and Ignorance, Shadow Play. Let me see. So it'd be Rory Gallagher, it'd be Tattoo, and it'd be um, the other one. What did I say? Photo Finish. I wanted to say Juice. Juice is a great album as well. But yeah, my favorite actual Rory Gallagher song is Bourbon, which is on the album Jinx. And so there you go. Yeah, I love me some Rory Gallagher. Just stick on the Rory Gallagher collection. It's got all the good ones on it. But anyway, Scott Bogfoot, good evening to you, sir. Glad to see you here. Hope you are doing well. And Grandpa Joe says hello. He's driving tonight. Drive carefully, Joe. Yeah, absolutely. Glad to have you listening to us while you're there. But I say, drive carefully and be well. Great to have you as always. Al is here from Rio all the way. You're going home soon, and it's super hot, I believe, down there. Yeah, 90 degrees every day. Yeah, man, that's why I don't live in a place like that, because I'm Irish and we would melt. Uh, but yeah, good stuff. Al, you said you're going home soon. And you're looking forward to cooler weather. Well, cooler weather is probably still somewhere else's really hot weather. So glad to have you here, Al. Thank you. Let me see. And your guitar collection is in New Jersey waiting for you as well. So that's cool. always nice to get back to the guitar collection. Glenn Bailey, nice to see you, sir. Glad to have you with us as always. Let's have a quick look. Anna's here. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us once again. And Glenn says, we're all heartbroken with what's going on in the world. It's nice to have a place to go to get away and enjoy with fun people. I agree with you, Glenn. The world has been messed up for the last few years. Human beings have been deteriorating for the last 15 to 20 to 50, maybe 100 years. I don't know. But every year, humans seem to get a little bit worse. Maybe it's just we notice it more because the internet's a thing and people get recorded and stuff. But it is nice to hang out with you guys and have some fun on a Saturday. I do enjoy it. It's been quite a week, as you can imagine, for me. And yeah, looking forward to this all week long. But ironically, all today, I was like, oh, I'm super tired. I don't know if I got the energy for a live stream. But then, live stream time, and I'm like, let's do it. Let's just do it. Make me live. Go live. So here we are. Scott McPhee, good to see you as always. You're talking about baseball games. You used to watch 100+ baseball games. I stopped once it was all politics. Yeah, politics is the best way to ruin anything. So yeah, I like to keep it out of everything that I do, at least publicly. I do read up on it and everything, and I have my opinions, of course. But you know, sports is just for kicking back and enjoying. I don't know much about baseball though, or American football, so sorry about that. Let me see. So you guys are all in on the baseball. Robert is here from Australia. Good to see you, Robert. Hope your Sunday is looking good. I spent a little bit of today watching a Foo Fighters concert online. Don't know why, but it was like apparently the first gig back in Victoria since the lifting of all the stuff. I think it was from last week or something. Good to see things getting back to a little bit of normality. Still hoping I'll get to see Guns N' Roses this summer. Who knows? I'm still nervous by the fact that Aerosmith cancelled their European tour this year. Didn't have tickets to it, wasn't really going to be bothered, but I've had Guns N' Roses tickets for nearly 3 years now, so I want to go see them. Like, so anyway, we'll see. Al says McCartney is playing here later this year. Cost over 700 for 2 tickets. Wow, that's a lot. I've seen McCartney in concert. It was great. It was way back in 2003. It was a great show. So yeah, it's worth paying for, but maybe not 700 unless you're getting like awesome seats and I don't know, supermodels come included in that. I don't know. Definitely a bit steep there. A Young, Dave, great to see your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame video on Rory G. The guy is an absolute legend and an inspiration. Yes, absolutely, A Young. 100%. Rory's like my favorite guitarist, probably of all time. I'm a little bit biased on that because he's Irish, but yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of huge people inspired by Rory. Great to see that you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much. Robert Gallagher is here. Hi, Robert. Nice to see you. And Marcia made it. Sorry, I'm tardy. Well, it's fine. We'll forgive you. Yeah, and Marcia, of course, straight in with the reminder, guys. Hit that like button, share it, and she'll be right back to post. So there you go. Of course, I'm probably way behind already because I always am. But anyway, let's try and get through them as quick as I can. I got some stuff to show you as well. Nothing guitar related really, but I do have some pictures and things from midweek. Hope you watched my video about the thing. What did I make a video about this week? Is it this one? Oh yeah, the Fender collection, the Mattel collection. That was cool. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd rather they were like $1,000 than 12,000. But hey, there you go. SB, nice to see you. How are you? Robert Baker just said we're getting a Fender release next week because he made the video already. He said it in his live stream. You're not supposed to talk about that yet, but yeah, that's it's going to be a fun one. From what I believe, if my information is correct, I believe we're also getting a Gibson release next week. But they might skip another week. I don't know. Did they do one this week? Was it this week, the Elvis one, or was that last week? I don't know. I've kind of lost track of it. Boutique guitars could be cool, or guitar hunts like random YouTuber does because he only looks at Gibsons. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I got into doing YouTube, I was like, I'll do lots of guitar brands. But what happens is the Gibson videos get more views. and YouTube wants you to get more views, and then they incentivize you to get more views. So like, for example, my Yamaha video, not many people watch that. Any of the guitar wishlist videos, nobody's watching them except for like my hardcore group here. And that's cool. I'm making those videos for fun. I really like them. But the Gibson videos, you kind of guarantee you're going to get a good bit of views on it. Gibson and Epiphone. Even Fender don't hit, on my channel at least, as well as those. So I think maybe that's why Trebly's found Gibson works for him, so he does it. And yeah, good for him. I mean, I think it's why a lot of people fall back on the same things over and over again. But that's why I'm trying to diversify and get your opinions. Boutique guitars is a great idea. There's a company called Emerald Guitars here in Ireland. I don't know if you guys have heard of them, but I'm definitely interested in checking out some of their stuff. They do more acoustic stuff, but yeah, I'm definitely going to look into something like that, SB. That's a great recommendation, so thank you for that. Keep them coming, guys. Recommendations for videos and what you'd like to see on the channel. I might not be able to do everything, but I'll do what I can. David Ruiz is here. Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. And the Asian Redneck is here. Howdy, y'all. Won't be too interactive, not like I am anyway, but I'm here listening while I run errands. Cool. Asian Redneck. You know what? I'm very interested. What part of the world are you from? That is quite a question I'm going to throw at you there. But if you get time to pop in, yeah, absolutely. Photo Finish. Yeah, I presume they had the Rory Gallagher album. Yeah, very good album. Shin Kicker is one of my favorite songs, just in general. So, yeah. So many great Rory albums. So thanks to John for asking that question, by the way, at the start. March says, please feature Valiant Guitars. They just lost their factory in Ukraine. They make amazing high-end guitars. Phil McKnight and other YouTubers have been fans. Valiant Guitars has a website. Well, thanks, Marcia. Yeah, I'll check those out. I've got to be honest, I'm not very familiar with them, so I will check them out for sure and see what we can do. Yeah, Valiant Guitars. I will make a note of that. And if you don't see it in a couple of months, remind me. Robert says, Dave, is your camera fuzzy or did I have too much to drink last night? It's looking good on my end, and I'm looking at it on a completely disconnected screen, so it looks okay there. So I don't know, Robert, to be honest with you. Maybe try refresh the page if it's not looking good to you. Seems to be looking okay. Yeah, hopefully it's come back to normal. They're posting updates about their losses and business on Instagram, perhaps other social media too. That's for Valiant. Al says, what are you drinking tonight? He's got your Heineken. I'm back on the old Hobgoblin. This one here, it's one of my favorites now, to be honest with you. So yeah, the Ruby Ale from Hobgoblin, very nice beer indeed. Plus haven't really had time to visit the alcohol section this week, so that was still in the fridge from last week. So that's what was poured out tonight. So enjoy your Heineken. Yeah, I had to stop drinking Heineken at one point. I don't know, I used to be Mr. Heineken, and they I don't know, they started putting something in it that just made me like feel bad, like not drunk. I would literally feel sick when I drank it. So like one drink, I'd be like, I'm sick all of a sudden. So yeah, I had to stop drinking it. Visited their brewery in Amsterdam at one point. Very cool. Yeah, so it's Heineken. There you go. We can talk about beers as well. It's my second channel. 3 Chord beers. Maybe not. Scott says, I'd like to hear more of your thoughts on everything acoustic. And if you don't know too much, maybe you can adopt a challenge to find out what the acoustic side of things is all about. Scott challenging me big time there. Yeah, listen, I have an acoustic guitar. When I moved into this house almost 2 years ago, my acoustic guitar has not moved since I moved into this house. So that tells you how interested in acoustic guitars I am, really. I would like to get more into it. It is way down the list of priorities. So I'll take that into consideration, Scott. I will, I promise you. I just know I won't get excited about it. So maybe in a while, maybe in summer. It's nice, yeah, to bring your guitar to like a beach or something and piss everyone off. Yeah, we'll see. Gonna be right back. Gonna post the stream to Twitter. I got held up before the stream. All right, Marcia, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Robert says, my favorite Rory tracks, Shadow Play, Tattoo Lady, brilliant. Yeah, those are great. I had bourbon as my ringtone for a long time on my phone. So anytime anyone would ring me or send a text message, it would play bourbon, and yeah, often led to me not answering the phone because I was just enjoying the song. So there you go. Glenn says, I would like to see some smaller brands. I don't have any in mind, but something other than the top three, PRS, Fender, and Gibson. Ah, you're trying to kill my channel, Glenn. What are you doing? That's it's like all my views right there. All I can do is like make diss videos for Bonamassa then at that point. It's fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. But yeah, no, that's exactly the kind of thing that I'm ready to, or that I want to explore throughout the rest of the year. You know, I want to do. There will still, like, don't get me wrong, guys. There will still be a lot of Gibson content, a lot of Fender content, Epiphone Squires, PRSs. They're all gonna kind of be talked about, and probably the majority of videos, to be honest. But I do want to bring in more stuff. That's kind of the thinking with Guitar Wishlist on a Monday, is to do a series where I can talk about other guitars. So there's been Yamahas in there, there's been Epiphones like from the 60s and the 70s and so on. There actually, I think there's only been one Gibson. I could be wrong. I don't think there's even been a Fender yet. Oh well, last week's one. This week's one, the Fender Katana, I think is the first Fender in it. So yeah, definitely want to explore that. I think that's a great idea. Smaller brands. I was going to go to NAMM this year in the summer, and you know, get introductions to smaller brands and kind of go through things with them. You know, because it is harder to get smaller brands here. But I'm not going to go now. I'm going to wait till January to go. I think it's going to be a better show in January. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. But yeah, definitely appreciate that. I will look for more stuff. Something I am going to do is talk about Harley Bentons a little bit more. Did a good bit of Harley Benton stuff last year. People do like those videos. So planning to get some Harley Bentons in when I get time, which, you know, next couple of months I should get some time now that I'm moving into a new phase of work and all that sort of stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it'll be good. Al says, heard on Dylan Talks Tone, no more tunes. Valves coming from Russia. Funny that although guitar players desire that tunes, they're being produced for Russian MIGs. Believe that. Wow, that's that tubes. Sorry, yeah. That is unusual. But yeah, I guess I don't really know how planes are built. So there you go. That's interesting. Yeah, I saw his video was on the watch or the list, recommended list earlier, and I didn't watch it yet. So yeah, I'll have to get to that and see what the information is. But you know, there's always solid states. Some people will hate me for saying that, but there you go. You don't need tubes for that, right? Chris from Coburg, how are you? Nice to see you. Here at a point, ready to go. Well, sir, Sláinte, and happy Saturday to you. Yeah, good evening indeed. Benny, nice to see you, Benny. How are you? How's employment treating you, Dave? It's treating me quite well. I've been officially unemployed since 7 p.m., which was what is it, like 3 hours ago? So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm gonna be unemployed officially for a week and a half, because yeah, I start my new job on the 21st. So looking forward to that. St. Patrick's Day is this week, so I get to be off. I haven't actually been off on a St. Patrick's Day in a long time. So so that'll be fun. What will I do? Probably stay home and drink beer. I don't know. Make a YouTube video because it's a Thursday and that's what I do. So yeah, I'm loving it. Thanks very much. If you guys want to know what company I did leave, I know I've teased this a little bit. Some of you already know, I think, but if you do want to know who I used to work for, who owns that computer that's going back next week, you got to get up to 25 likes. We're on 12 right now. There's 26 people watching, so 25 likes, I'll tell you what company I worked for, but I will not tell you which one I'm going to work for. So there's that. It's not music related at all, and it's quite boring, so it's just, you know, let's hit that like button for the crack anyway. They did 2 Elvis acoustics this week, I think. Gibson, yeah, they did two Elvis ones. I knew they were coming for a while. It kind of, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Again, about acoustics, I'm not very sure they'll ever excite me the way electrics do. But yeah, like Jerry Cantrell a couple of weeks ago had two acoustics as well. Um, it just seems bizarre to me that they did two for Elvis and two for Jerry Cantrell. I believe there's more acoustic stuff coming soon from them. Um, but why not just one? I don't get it. Like, anyway, they did two. So yeah, not a big fan of those particular ones they did either, but hey, everyone's their own. Cushman NYC, good to see you. How are you doing? Chris says, all hail Valiant Guitars. I sent them a message and yeah, it's not good. All right, well, I may have to check out that. Scott Bogfoot says, can you check out and talk about Brian May guitars? Yeah, absolutely. That's one that's been on my radar. I did a video last year about the Ariel Brian May signature guitar for the artist Ariel, and yeah, I mean that thing looks pretty interesting. The Brian May guitars that they do, I mean they're pretty reasonable. So yeah, I'd like to explore them as well this year. The reason that they haven't actually been on the channel yet is that every time I go to their website, they're sold out of everything. So I can't even get one of their guitars to review or do anything with. But it's on the radar, Scott, for sure. I'm going to add them to the channel at some point. Hoping to get it might not be a red special, but like a Brian May special, and we'll see how that goes. Anne says, Dave, how about a series on the guitars used by your favorite artists? That's a great recommendation, Anne. Yeah, I was thinking something along those lines recently, and I wasn't sure whether it would, be worth doing. So I appreciate your input on that. That's really cool. Yeah, look, some of my favorites used fairly bog standard equipment, but some of them didn't. So yeah, I think some cool videos could come out of that. So yeah, thanks, Anne. Appreciate that. Al says, I hate it when YouTube changes the words. Sometimes my mouth changes the words that my brain wants to say, Al. So I get you. Don't worry about it. Asian Redneck says, born in California, grew up, and currently living in northern Nevada, unfortunately. Looking to move to either somewhere in Massachusetts because of family there, or the southern USA. Very cool. I have been to precisely one of those places, which is California. But I've been to lots of other states in the US. Texas, Oklahoma. Where else have I been? New Jersey, New York. Where else? Probably somewhere else. I don't know. Somewhere in between there. Over all the years. But very cool. Yeah. Never been to Nevada. My only interest in it would have, like most Irish people, I think, be Las Vegas. Let's see. Let me see. Butterfly Effect says, Scottish do not drink Irish beer. Well, I think everyone drinks Guinness. That's Irish, right? So I don't know. It's possible. Al says, after MIGs are updated, no need for tubes, not profitable. Time to take solid state seriously. Yeah, there's some good ones out there, right? So we'll see. And look, the market's there. There's still, the ones that are made are still available. So yeah, it's like everything. It's just been hard to get everything for a long time now. I know Thomann are struggling just to get stock in general. So, just in guitar stock. And as per presume amps, haven't really been looking that much, but hopefully it won't mean like crazy, ridiculous secondhand prices, because that's usually what happens in these situations. SB says, by the way, I measured the neck on my Strat. It's a U neck, and it almost measures as a Tele neck. No neck from the grid that Casino Guitars had matched it. Super weird. That is weird. Yeah, I remember you telling us about that a while ago. So yeah, well, at least you were able to measure it and figure it out. That's interesting. Buddy H2O, the greatest name on YouTube, is here. How are you, sir? Good to see you. Maybe you named your acoustic Big Jim. If you named your acoustic Big Jim, you'd play with it more. Listen, how often I play with Big Jim or do not play with Big Jim is my own business, all right? Yes, and if you don't know what we're talking about, you need to watch the video about the Mattel collection where Big Jim was briefly mentioned for a moment or two. It was a fun video. I liked it. Glenn, maybe sprinkle off brands with the top three. Yeah, I will. That's exactly why I'm asking the question. I want to know, and we'll get more stuff, more diversity on the channel. That's the buzzword of the month, right? Diversity. It has been for the last 67 months across the corporate world. Diversity. How do you feel about whistling as an instrument in rock tunes? Axl was the best, but I can't think of too many others that whistled often. Yeah, Civil War, right? That's that's probably the best use of it. Um, how do I feel about it? I think it was done well. It's great. But if it's done badly, just annoys me like anything else. Like same as bad guitar playing or bad keyboard playing or bad drumming or whatever. So yeah, I like it. Axl was always pretty good at it. I don't think he's as good as it anymore as he used to be. But then we're not all as good at things as we used to be. Al says I might invest in a Line 6 Catalyst. Those are definitely cool. Yeah, I would check those out for sure. I need Harley Benton knowledge. Scott, absolutely. I think the more Harley Benton knowledge. What I know so far is that Harley Benton have big plans for the second half of 2022. So it might be later in the year when we do some stuff with them or about them or whatever. So, but definitely I'll plan to get a couple of guitars, review some stuff, maybe have other content with them. So we'll see how that goes a little bit later on in the year. SB says, I'm tired of Gibson doing special runs of old AF artists. I know history and things, but they add more to the boomer dad company. We'll wait till they release a new John Lennon signature, which I believe is in the works for later in the year. They've done a couple of very cool ones in the past. But yeah, I mean, when you think about it, people who are not alive to approve their new signature models, people like Elvis, Chuck Berry, B.B. King, who else? I mean, lots of people. And I don't think that's a really great thing that they do, but that the family or the estate approving things. Jimi Hendrix, of course, his estate is weird. But yeah, they all, it doesn't thrill me. Yeah, it's great for fans of these acts and so forth, but I don't think it's necessarily what we've all been waiting. Like when I found out they were doing an Elvis line, I was like, why? What's that? Like, is anyone calling for that? Like the 25 people who are serious Elvis collectors who also want guitars? Yeah, it's a bizarre one. But hey, it's the king of rock and roll, right? And always will be, I presume. So it's one of those. I think it's gonna be another year of Gibson trying to figure out exactly who they are. But there you go. There you go. Anyway, Todd Moore, good to see you, my friend. Nice to see you as always. Greetings all. Work ran late. Hate when that happens. Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Thanks very much. Glad to have you here, Todd. Our family says, "Hey Dave, this is Butch. Hey Butch, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a few weeks. I was wondering where you were up to. Long time no see. I had to start another channel because they didn't like my political views. That happens. Yeah, yeah. Keep them off YouTube." And all that sort of stuff. That's what they do, really. As a channel, like running a channel, you pretty much can't say anything about anything anymore. Censorship and all that sort of crack. But glad to have you, Butch. Glad to have you back. Thanks for popping by. Dr. Stonk says, did you see the new Batman yet? I did. I saw it last Friday. And I really, really, really loved it. Yeah, it was cool. I went in not wanting to like Pattinson as Batman. And did like him. Thought he was really, really good. The whole thing had a very cool vibe to it. So yeah, big fan of it. Have to see it a second. I've only seen it once. Second viewing, I think I'll get more out of it. Let's see. Marcia says, Dave, have you ever played a really good acoustic similar to musicians you enjoy? I think you would get into them if you find some that speak to you. You should go to a few shops and try some. I have played lots of acoustics down the years, and I'm not saying I hate them or dislike them. I just am very going to use a phrase here, which I know Muddy H2O is going to throw back at me, but I'm going to say it anyway because that's the kind of guy I am. I am very turned on by the electric guitar. it's just the coolest instrument to me, and I just like it's my obsession more than anything else is the electric guitar. So I like acoustics. I don't dislike them, but they just don't enthuse me the way an electric guitar does. Um, and like I'm always within arm's reach of an electric guitar. Not having an acoustic doesn't bother me. Um, so yeah, I've played all kinds. I've played Ovations and Gibsons and Epiphones and Fenders and 12 strings and 6 strings and I don't know, Taylors, Minis, the whole lot. Like I've played a lot of guitars down the years, but yeah. Also, there's no decent guitar shop. The nearest guitar shop to me is just not very good. So I have no inclination to go just for a guitar shop to Dublin or something. But the next time I go there, I might go to a guitar shop, but I won't go out of my way just to go to one because I'll just order it from Thomann and send it back if I don't like it because they're cool like that. Let's have a look. Scott says, I've been taking extra notice to the guitars used in old music videos lately. Quite a few surprises. Interesting, Scott. Please do elaborate on that. That'd be cool to know. Yeah, but yeah, just let me know what kind of thing you're talking about there. Acoustics are great, beautiful sound, but an electric that setup, well, plays a lot easier. It does, and it's just there's just something about the sound. I don't know, it's like some people just like the sound of an engine. I just like the sound of a bridge pickup, and um, you know, that's all it is. Dave, what are your three favorite Rory Gallagher albums? John, you might have missed it. I did mention them earlier in the show, right at the top of the show, actually. So if you do miss it, but yeah, thanks for that question. So what is it? So Rory's debut album, which is just called Rory Gallagher. I Fall Apart and Sinner Boy are my two favorite songs on that. Tattoo, because Tattooed Lady is on it. Cradle Rock, which Joe Bonamassa plays a very good version of live as well, by the way. So that's cool. And then we went with Photo Finish as well because Shin Kicker is on it, and I forgot again. Shadow Play is on it as well. Brute Force and Ignorance. Yeah, so that's it, John. Hope you're there for the answer for that one. But it is at the top of the show as well. If you want to check out, give a few more details there on the first time around. Todd says Jackson, maybe Schecter and ESP as well. Is that Jackson 3? The Jackson 3? That's what you want, Todd? I'll see what I can do. Schecter and ESP. Interesting. I like a lot of stuff Schecter are doing lately. So yeah, I'd like to check some of those out. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. But definitely appreciate your input there. Let me see, where are we going? 31 views, 20 likes. Let's get us up to 25. Let's just hit the like button. Because you know, we're watching, having fun. It's already like 30 minutes into the stream. That's pretty cool. Time is flying by. So thanks for popping by, guys, by the way. Martin says, Dave, the problem with the tubes shortage is that they're only made in Russia, Slovakia, and China. Most major brands get from Russia due to better QC. Fender, Marshall, etc. apparently only or mostly. Yeah, but the thing is, and again, I'm not going to bring up a political discussion or anything, but anything that's not being made anymore in certain countries or is being restricted from leaving certain countries or purchased from countries, whatever, someone somewhere else will just start making it. And those companies then will find it hard to get their business back when things go. That's how it works. It'll take a little while for things to get back up and running. We might have to go through a year where things are shortaged, and then they'll get them from somewhere else. It'll happen. Yeah, people will see an opportunity and they will go for it. So that is definitely a bummer for now, absolutely. But as someone who's not too bothered, because you know you're going to buy what, one tube amp, two tube amps over the course of 10 years, maybe you'll buy more. I don't know, but like, you know, you just buy a Marshall Code like I did and regret it. Look at this, things like the Line 6 Catalyst is a great example. People are excited about that amp. There's all kinds of other amps you can buy. If it was the only option, I would say, yeah, it's a big problem. and just maybe it's just my personal opinion. I don't think it's going to affect me all that much. So anyway, I'm sure there will be much more to come. Supplies from other parts of the world will pick up. Money H2O with the super chat. Thank you so much, sir. I do appreciate you a lot. But both of Dave's nips are dialed up to 10 when he thinks about electric guitars. That's actually accurate. So don't ask about the location of his input jack. Money. Yeah, absolutely. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. Nothing I can do about it. But thank you so much for the super chat. It's super cool of you to do so. But I appreciate it. Money H2O also says Scorpions' Wind of Change comes to mind when I first think of whistling in music. Interesting. Let me see. Todd says, good point. The Stovek tubes are in more amps than any others, I believe. John saw the answer. Good stuff. Get their supply from Russia. It gets very complicated to start making them elsewhere in the world these days, as Dylan explained. China probably won't be able to handle all the new orders and some. Yeah, but again, someone's going to see it as an opportunity and get going and do it. As I said, it's not going to be overnight. It's like a year or so it'll take them to get a factory, to get supplies and stuff. I'd be very surprised if that's the end of tube production, because who knows how long this thing's going to go on for. We don't know. So it could be 3, 4, 5 years. People are not going to just let that rest and not be able to take advantage of the opportunity. That's just my opinion. You know, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's true. Tubes are coming from there, and it'll be difficult to get started. Difficult doesn't mean impossible. People will eventually figure a way, and where there's money to be made, Gibson will usually get involved. So trust me on that. That's why they have an Elvis version of a signature release this week. John says the USA needs to know more about Rory Gallagher's guitar playing. Yeah, possibly. I know he played all over Europe and all over the world. Rory, like, he was a big live person, so maybe I'm not sure how well known he is outside of Europe. So Al says, Dylan explained tubes are bad for the environment. Everything's bad for the environment. It's like the old thing, like, you know, they used to say everything was bad for you in the newspapers. It used to be like, eating this is bad for you. Don't eat this before you have your breakfast, or don't do this. Everything's bad for you. Everything's bad for the environment, one way or another. So yeah, you know, tubes are still probably the best for sound and everything else, but there's other options. Scott says signature models of dead people should be referred to as tributes, not signature. That's a very good point, Scott, to be honest. Especially if it's not a guitar they're known for playing. That's true. Very true. I agree with you there, 100%. Marcia, we're on tubes still. Brands may choose not to get any from China because of QC issues and the quality being far subpar from those Russia and Slovakia. Slovakia probably makes a lot less than Russia and China. They got no choice. They're still going to sell amps. Trust me on that. Companies like money. That's all they care about. Here's a very good example of that. Okay, this week I had people reach out to me from my company, high up people who, you know, make a difference in the company and have all kinds of things that they can do. And everyone was like, "Oh, we're really sorry. We don't want to lose you. We don't want you to leave. We wish you weren't leaving. Blah 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 blah." It's like, "You're great. You're amazing. You're wonderful." All this sort of stuff. I was like, "Yeah, I know. Thanks. I'm still leaving." And the point was, they're running an exercise where they want people to leave, and I'm one of the people who's leaving because of it. And that was you know, it was kind of so weird because everyone was saying the same thing to me. We love you. We want you to stay. Blah blah. Not once did they come along and go, "Hey, do you want more money? Do you want like anything from us to stay?" They're just like, "No, cool, you're leaving, but we wish you weren't. We love you." I was like, "Yeah, but you know," so it's all about money. It's all financial, and it doesn't matter if you're great or your QC is great, whatever. They don't care. They just want to get your money off you, and that's it. And I love that company. It's a pretty good company. I just didn't think it was the place I was going to be for the next 10 years. So, time to roll on. Muddy HO says, Elvis is not the king of rock and roll. This unemployment has made you mad. I mean, that's what people say, though, right? King of rock and roll? No? You're, you're making me doubt myself now, Money. But you do that, sir. You make me doubt myself, question things. But yeah, unemployment for 3.5 hours now. I'm going slightly insane. Actually, what it is I have this big list of things I want to do for the next week and a half, and I know I'm not going to get them done. So where to start? Yes, do nothing. Glenn says, I'm a big Elvis fan, but I'm not looking for a signature guitar. I agree Gibson needs to move forward. Yeah, well, we can all agree on that. Gibson are definitely something. But anywho, there will sadly be even more shortages with the circumstances with Or and you. Lots of products and raw materials come from both countries. Yeah. Anyway, let's leave the whole Or and you thing in the out of the chat for the rest of it. If we can, please, guys. I know if it comes up, if it's a relevant thing, bring it up. Absolutely. I just would like to talk music and guitars, if that's cool with you guys. Gibson is favoring collectors, making these guitars unavailable to the real fans, or building them for that YouTube person that we talk about sometimes. Listen, dude has a great collection. Can't deny that. And yeah, looking forward to going to his museum that he keeps talking about. That'd be cool. I will go to see that for sure. Very cool idea if he ever gets around to it. I'd be a big, what do you call it? Like a front of the line guy for that. But yeah, in terms of favoring collectors, they've always kind of favored collectors. So like all these signature models are kind of geared towards people who'll never play them. Just put them in a case somewhere and save them for until they become worth a lot of money. Jeff Beck rarely plays acoustic guitars because he prefers the sounds he can make with a Strat trem. Oh, interesting, John. Yeah, I didn't know why that was, but good stuff. Good stuff. Rory, Tattoo, Photo Finish. Yep, those are my three favorite. Calling Card's another great Rory album. Juice is another one. I like the one, I think it's called, is it Songs from San Francisco? It was about 10 years ago they released a thing that they'd found. It might be Notes from San Francisco. I know there's a lot of those kind of posthumous albums. I don't really listen to them a lot, but that's a pretty good one. Let's see. David says electric guitars are super sexy models of stringed instruments. Are the super sexy models of stringed instruments. Acoustics are the frumpy, angry mother-in-law. You see, it's very cool. Just electrics are cool, right? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, all guitars are cool. Don't get me wrong. I do like acoustics. They're just not my go-to thing. For example, Dave, this is from Scott. I happened to see a video from a band from the 90s to 2000s, Savage Garden. I remember them. They were weird. Not an overly cool band at all, but in the video, the guitarist was playing a Jackson Roswell Rhodes. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think I remember that video actually. There you go. I remember Savage Garden. They were huge for like a couple of summers, aren't they? Or maybe one summer. I don't know, but yeah, they're pretty big here at one point. So yeah, but interesting. Yeah, it's cool. Sometimes you see these things pop up in videos, or you see guitarists playing guitars that they're not known for playing in their videos and stuff. It's like, what the hell is that? Anyway, Dave isn't bothered because he has that Amazon Marshall code. I know why you're ripping on my Marshall code that I never plug in, but whatever. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's just my office amp. As I said many a time, I'm planning to move house, hopefully by the end of the year, to somewhere slightly more rural, so that I can just plug in and play as loud as I want. And that will come with an amp purchase at some point, like a bigger amp. we'll see. I'll be like on this live stream one night saying, guys, I'm going to buy an amp. Tell me what to buy. And it probably won't have tubes in it now. I mean, unless they're still in stock, because the stuff that's in stock places will still be there. So we'll see. Autocorrect changed Amazon, amazing to Amazon. I don't know, Amazon's fine. It's the Amazon Marshall code. I may have bought it from Amazon. I don't know. No, I think I got it from Thomann. No, I didn't. I tell a lie. I got it from Anderton's. So there you go. Yeah, because if I'm buying anything from Thomann that needs a plug, they give me an adapter for a European style plug, and I don't like using them, so I will swap them out for the plugs. I have to cut the cable and all that sort of stuff. So I'd actually rather buy it from Anderton's. It'll come with a 3-pin plug, which is what we use here. So even though buying stuff from Anderton's now is a royal pain, because getting stuff from the UK to Ireland and vice versa is a pain in the neck because Brexit. Anyways, see, don't want to bring up politics. It's all good. Todd says, you lot are just a gang of pervs. Good Lord, I feel so at home, right? Benny says, Dave, you talked about getting new pickups for the Telly. Bootstrap pickups in Ohio sell hand-wound Telly sets for $50 and 26 shipping to Europe. Suggestion for the channel, maybe. Very cool, Benny. Yeah, absolutely. I actually have, since last year, got these Mexican Tex-Mex Fender pickups for it. And I've been meaning to pop them in to that Telly for a long time. I have a week off. I might actually do it this week. Who knows? But I have some work to do on the V as well. And I want to make a video about the V at some point. Point out some things that need to be fixed, and just for documenting for my own purposes as well, because in a year or so when I finished doing the work I want to on it, it'd be nice to see what it looked like when I received it. So yeah, so that's hopefully going to be filmed during the week. Anyways, yeah, it's a great idea. I will, let me see, bootstrap pickups. Have I got a pen here? Nope. I'll check that out. As I've said before, I do go through the stream again on Sundays usually and pick out the best things to look up that you guys mentioned. So I will check that out for sure. And where are we now? We're on 33 viewers. Hello to all of you. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're wondering why you're not allowed chat or put stuff in the comments, you have to be subscribed for at least 1 minute. So if you're here and you're like, hey, I can't chat like all these other cool people, just hit subscribe, wait 60 seconds, and there you go. You can start chatting with us, and we will appreciate it and welcome you to the club right here at 3 Chord Dave's Pub, where we have beers on Saturdays. And wherever you are, by the way, it's nearly 11 o'clock on a Saturday night here in Ireland, so it's good drinking time. But if it's Sunday morning for you in Australia, maybe don't have a beer. I don't know. It's up to you. When I was in Australia, I drank every morning because that's kind of the reason I was there. But that's a whole other story that I won't go into right now. So I've done some crazy things. Marshall says, I don't think it's the end of tube production. It's going to be complicated with all environmental restrictions in various countries. Most are handmade these days and require training. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Al says, just set up the 71 Rory Gallagher album to listen to later. Yeah, that's the debut one, 1971. The Rory Gallagher album. Very, very cool album. Don't think I've listened to a Rory Gallagher album I didn't like. So yeah, as you guys know, one of my absolute favorite artists. So there you go. Anyway, Todd says, tube amps will still, due to their designs, be serviceable in the decades to come. However, I saw a video about how solid state amps will fall from popularity because they will be too obsolete. That's interesting. That like particular models, like the technology moves on and so forth. So I presume, yes, like is it like those, there was a Fender Mustang range or something that they don't update anymore? Is it something like that? Like they just will move on to the next version of solid state kind of things. I don't know enough about it. We've hit 25 likes, which means I will eventually tell you what company I just quit working for, if you guys want to know. So yeah, one person needs to ask me in the chat, what company did you leave for? If you guys are interested. If you're not, that's fine. It's not interesting, so don't worry about it. Lithium batteries are worse for the environment than anything to date. Just saying. I do agree lithium batteries are not brilliant, but you know what's worse? Human beings. Because they drive me insane a lot of the time. But yeah, aside from human beings, I agree. Dave, you should go back to Don't Talk Tones video on No More Tubes. Has more info you may not be aware of. I'm sure he has lots of information I'm not aware of. I watch his videos fairly regularly, so yeah, I will get to that one. I was just quite busy today. I didn't get to it. I don't know when this video went out. The video I watched today was Guitarista's looper video. I thought that was quite fun. I enjoyed it. It has 69 Telly, or not Telly, SG Junior, even better. So that he has. I'm looking forward to his video about that. Very cool stuff there. Let's have a look. What did I say? Imagine we get to quantum modeling programs. That's going to be nuts. That is. John says, you sound sick again, Dave. Are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm doing fine. Part of my beard is scratching my nose every 3 seconds and it's driving me insane. Aside from that, I'm fine. Yeah, thanks for your concern, John. Absolutely. Marcia says, hit the thumbs up, people. Dave will do a little dance, make a little noise, and then identify the evil corporation where he just quit. I may not do a little dance. Yeah, that's like a 3 beer thing. And I've yet to finish 1 beer on a live stream, so there you go. Chuck Berry is the king of rock and roll. Chuck Berry's my king of rock and roll for sure. Scott Bogfoot, I like that stupid Savage Garden song. Yeah, why is there a Roswell in a totally non-guitar video? That's what happens. John has a question for the pub. What's your favorite guitarist album? Mine is anything by Jeff Beck Guitar Shop. Well, I suppose it would probably be one of the Rory Gallagher albums I mentioned. So there you go. Yeah, like a solo artist thing. I know some of. Yeah, probably that's what I'm gonna go with. To be honest, Austin Trogley's Imaginarium opening soon in a daydream near you. Al says, notes from San Francisco. Yeah, I knew it was something from San Francisco. Al, yeah, good stuff. Thanks for that. Mars says, by the way, I was just thinking that Dave can mod an acoustic by installing his 5 pickups and swapping 4 electric strings. Problem solved. Maybe not. I knew a guy once, years and years ago, on a music course, and he was like telling me how revolutionary his new thing was, where he was putting electric strings on an acoustic guitar. He's like, makes it easier to play. All right, dude. Whatever floats your boat. So there you go. That's the nearest that came to that. Oh my God, I used to listen to Black Hole Sun on repeat. That's Soundgarden, not Savage Garden. Savage Garden were very different. Yeah, that were not. Soundgarden were very different and very better. Very, very better than Savage Garden, for sure. Yeah, Black Hole Sun is a great tune. Electric guitar is the hottest, coolest, sexiest sound I ever heard. I am convinced. It still makes the hair stand up. I won't say which ones. I'm with you, Todd. I know what you're saying. And I agree. Electric guitars just do something different that no other instrument does. Dave, your thoughts on the Firebird X? Will Gibson have a black eye forever? Or will they turn it into something positive at some point? Yeah, I don't know. Look, the thing I actually don't mind about that guitar is they were trying something. And I don't mind when companies try something. Even, I know they get a lot of shit for the electric or the robo tuners, and I give them shit for them too. But I do intend to buy a guitar with robo tuners on them at some point over the next couple of years. I think it's an interesting thing. And when companies do interesting things, I'd rather them do that than do a million reissues of something like an Elvis guitar or a Jimi Hendrix guitar or another Slash guitar or whatever. Do something, try different things. In my experience, you try 5 things, 4 of them will be absolutely terrible, and one of them might have something that you can develop into a good idea. So I think it was an interesting thing. It just didn't go anywhere. Um, it's like there's if there's 20 stages in development, they stopped at stage 2, and they should have just kept going and doing something else with it. Will it turn into a positive? I don't think so, unless they revisit what they can do. But again, technology's moved on, so maybe they can turn it into something. I don't know. Um, I'd like to add one to my collection, one of the blue ones. I think they looked cool. But yeah, they're an interesting side note right now. Um, Marshall says your Marshall code is much better than my non-existent amp. Yeah, it's not bad. There are there are some effects on it which are great, sound really good, and there are some that sound absolutely terrible. So, um, I think there's 100 different sounds on it. There might be 7 that are good. Like, if there's that, that's amazing. I usually just play it on clean. I put some pedals through it, so it works for being in the office, and that's all it's used for. Um, so yeah, but thanks, Marshall Code. I liked the idea. It's not as good as they sell it. Origin and Marshall Origin is probably like it would be high up my list of things to get. That is a tube amp though, so I believe. Anyway, Anne says a message from Batfink, who is very ill presently. Oh no. He misses everyone here and hopes he can be back soon. And please pass a message back to Batfink that we miss him. I miss him in particular. Yeah, wish him all the best from all of us here. I think everyone in the community here will say, Batfink adds a lot of good stuff here. So we would be glad to see him back. Wish him well, please. And yeah, tell him to take care and do better. Yeah, all the best for sure. It would be cool if you could go on some field trips sometime to show us the Irish guitar scene. Um, yeah, that'd be a fun one. Let me see. There's a Rory Gallagher festival in May. I might try and get to that. Who knows? I think it's in May. I know. It's up in Donegal where he was born, which is up in the top west corner. I'm in the bottom east corner, so it's all the way like all y'all in America and Canada and all are gonna be like, Dave, that's like a stone's throw away, but it's actually, I don't know, 6 hours away, maybe 7 hours. I don't know how long it'll take a long time to get there for me. Uh, Bear in mind you can drive from the bottom to the top of Ireland in about 4 hours, and just getting over the other side is the tricky part. So yeah, I mean, look, that's an interesting idea. I would absolutely do that. I don't know the Irish guitar scene. I could go and visit some stores maybe or some things. Um, yeah, it's a good idea. I'll look into that, Marcia. It's a great idea. Um, Let me see. Yeah, Scott's still waiting on his Gibson Protector chainsaw case. Those are cool. I'm someday I want to add an actual, like an old one to my collection. I have some guitars are making it into my reverb wish list just because they come with them. So we'll see. Jim Woodward has asked a question: what company did I just leave? So for those of you who are curious about that thing, we're an hour into the stream. I shall tell you now the story and give you some other information. So I have worked for the evilest of corporations, not the evilest of corporations, like the third most evil corporation, um, but I love them, which is Apple. I've been working for Apple, and I just left Apple today after many years of good times and bad times. Definitely communication breakdowns. So yeah, Apple, great company. They are a great company to work for. They give you lots of like perks and things, but they eventually came out and said you can't go higher than there. And I was like, well, I'm one step below that, and I want to go higher than that. So see you later. Anyway, lots of good connections and friendships and everything made there over the years. Um, yeah, yeah, kind of sad to be honest to be leaving such a company. But it was fun while it lasted, and now I'm gonna go and start afresh with a new place and see how it goes. Who knows though? YouTube might become my sole income. Not likely because because ad revenue is ridiculously bad. But I'm selling t-shirts. Here's my St. Patrick's Day special edition t-shirt. I thought some of you might get a kick out of this. It says Freebird as a quote, and it does say 3-Chord Dave as the person, the originator of the quote. Because yes, I've been that guy at a gig. Some of these shouting Freebird. I only do it to bands I think are fucking terrible. But yeah, that's a special edition. I'm going to leave it up for a few weeks, probably until the 26th of April. So you have a bit of time. The t-shirts are actually doing quite well, and some of the other merch on Teespring. So if you guys want to pick up this limited edition St. Patrick's Day thing, you got 6 weeks to do it. There's a 6-week long Patrick's Day sale. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so if you want, pick it up. My one should be here next week sometime. So I'll show you what it looks like next week on the stream. Hopefully it will arrive. Because actually, here's one thing that's been happening here in Ireland since the whole global thing, the latest global thing. Things have not been being delivered. So I will order something and it will like take 4 or 5 weeks to get here, where it had been taking 3 days. So if I got to the point where Amazon refunded me stuff, prices of things, and then it arrived like 3 weeks later. Win-win. Anyway, so lots of people asking about what company. Yeah, Apple was the company. If you missed it, that was the announcement. They're a great company to work for. They're really good. They just put a decision out. That's all. And I'm more ambitious than wanting to go one step above where I am now. So it was time to leave. That's it. Go somewhere else where I can, where there's no wall to where I can get to. I might not get anywhere, but I don't want that block to be there. So that's why I'm leaving, or have left. But it's a fun time looking into the strangeness. Yeah. Also, the tech world is weird. Dealing with all that kind of nonsense. I think some of you have mentioned you worked for big computer companies as well in the past, and there's all kinds of people. I worked with, I don't know. I mean, I can say whatever I want. I don't work for them anymore, but I don't want to get anyone in trouble. I worked with people at Apple who hated Apple. Like, they hate Apple products. They hate Apple OS. They hate Apple customers. And they were just like, I'm here for a job. I hate everything that's like, And when you first start working at Apple and people are like, oh my God, there's people here with Android phones. What the hell? It's like, yeah, you can do whatever you want. We don't care if you have an Android phone. That's fine. And lots of people do. People use Windows. People use Microsoft Word. It's so funny when you see someone coming into the office and they're like, oh my God, there's Microsoft Word on a computer there. It's like, yeah, that's allowed. Anyway, that's all in the past. But yeah, I know a couple of people who were like, I hate Apple. Why did you get a job here then? Anyway, that's in the past. Al says, I have a 100-watt solid state amp, branded acoustic, that I bought back in the 70s. Plugged it in after 40 years before I left for Brazil. Knocked my socks off. Too bad it's so loud. Yeah, 100 watts are gonna be loud. That's cool. That is cool though. But yeah, clubs won't allow. Yeah, I've heard something like that. Like, they won't allow anything above. I don't know. I could be talking nonsense. What I say, but like, I mean, 100 watts not too bad. Getting an attenuator, right? It's not too bad. What's the company name that you quit? Yep, it's that other company. The company that shall no longer be named. Getting my first orange tomorrow. Only a micro terror. With its cute 8-inch cab. Looking forward. If trade goes through, giving it a T-style. I don't pay for it. I don't play for it. Very cool, Glenn. Yeah, that's a very cool amp actually. I've seen those, heard them obviously a number of times. Never had one myself, but yeah, definitely oranges are cool. Um, a lot of great stuff there. Um, yeah, Benny sending good wishes to Batfink, absolutely. Al says my favorite guitarist album to date is Brett Mason. He's one of the top national studio musicians and can play anything. Yeah, his signature guitar from Fender last year was pretty cool with the B bender and everything on it. Um, so yeah, he is pretty cool. I haven't heard his solo in for music, I should say, at all. But good to know it's out there. I might go looking for it tomorrow at some point. Um, Marsha, yeah, Todd said Soundgarden. I thought so. Yeah, yeah. I listen. I've mixed those two up before, just in name wise, not musically, obviously. But yeah, Soundgarden, great band. Savage Garden, not so much. But they did have that one song. It was huge. Like it was huge. Um, uh, SB says glory hole, son. Did you have to go there, SB? Did you have to go? um, why robot tuners? Listen, my take on robot tuners, or robo tuners, is it's an interesting tidbit of information that happened in guitar history. Um, you know, I'm not going to buy them for or a guitar with robo tuners on because I like them or want to use them or anything like that. I want it because it's an interesting addendum, a little thing that's happened in the guitar history. I think they're quite odd, and I like odd things. So yeah, I actually know the guitar I'm looking for with them on it. It's a Les Paul Les Plus, but a gold top version. Those are very rare. There's about 200 were made from 2015. And that's what I'm looking for. So if I see one, I'll pick it up. Otherwise, I'm not bothered. I won't go out of my way to find one with it. And I won't put them on something else. But I'm just interested. And Cushman says they suck. I don't disagree with that. I just think it's interesting, something different. And I like, as I said, I like things when they're different. They might not be great, but the guitar will still be playable and cool. So I will. I'll add that to the collection at some point when there's not more pressing things to add to the collection. Muddy H2O says in a super chat, and again, thank you so much for the super chat. It all helps towards the end of the month, and all of the revenue from the channel does go back into the channel, whether it's buying stuff for the channel or promoting the channel or whatever the case may be. So yeah, thank you so much. I do appreciate your support and everything you do. Sir, you are super kind, and thank you so much. Currently waxing the neck of my electric guitar. How does that make you feel, Dave? I like waxing a good neck, that's for sure. Just, I don't know where these conversations go to sometimes. But yes, hey, if you're waxing a guitar and it makes you happy, guitar neck, then I'm all for it. That's all good. Why isn't there a glory hole emoticon? I think we know why there isn't. But maybe you get onto whatever company makes the emoticons. Is it Apple? There might be a design department in Apple that has something to do with it. We need to go speak to the Unicode decision people. There's an application, I think. Well, there you go. Yeah. The Joe Strummer guitars are a joke. The reissues. Those, yeah, I never really looked into those seriously, to be quite honest with you. Not a big fan of them. Let me see what else. Scott says an Epiphone Firebird customized with Les Paul Ultra 3 electronics would be a cool model. I was obsessed with the Les Paul Ultra 3 at one point from Epiphone, and I never bought one. One of the things, as I've mentioned a load of times, I never liked the old Epiphone headstock. Now that they have this one on their guitars, and I don't believe they're ever going to go back, please, I'm much more likely to pick them up. But those those Les Paul Ultra 3s, I really, really liked them. And they're very hard to pick up secondhand as well. People just don't want to part with them. So yeah, it's that's a cool idea though, Scott. I like it. I like your ideas quite a lot, sir. Robert says, love them or hate them. I have two solid state amps, a Fender Tone Master and a Katana Artist. Both are great for me. I think with technology, these types of amps will only get better, but Vox still rule. It's good enough for Brian May. It's good enough for me. Absolutely. Plays a Vox, right? But yeah. I think, look, technology is going to make guitar amps better, like solid state amps or whatever else replaces solid state or whatever else comes along. I don't know, in amp technology, but we'll see. As you guys know, Gibson are working with the whole Mesa Boogie brand, and they're going to be releasing amps later this year. So they will, of course, have lots of, I suppose, input into what's being done, and they're huge, so they'll find ways to do things. Vintage chainsaw would be awesome. Absolutely. Let's see. Yep, Apple was my guess. So does your departure mean you're also divorcing your Apple products? No. I like Apple products, and I'm pretty much an expert in them. So I know, I know that if I moved to other operating systems, I would struggle. So yeah, even the company I go to is using Apple. I'm going to is using Apple products. So quite comfortable with them. So I'll be sticking with them for a bit anyway. Maybe I'll look at stuff when it's time to upgrade, but most of my stuff's been upgraded in the last year. So no upgrading going on for at least 3 years, and yeah, probably be sticking with them. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Google will come out with a phone and I'll be like, damn, gotta have it. If it's got some amp features, who knows? But no, I like my Apple stuff, and one of the reasons I like it is I pretty much know how to do everything with these things. So yeah. But did you buy a computer at a discount before leaving? I didn't, but I think I can tell you. So the Apple staff discount is 27%, which is fantastic. Now you only get to buy one product, one of each product. So you can buy one phone, one iPad, one computer, one whatever at that. And then you can also get your friends and family 17% off, but you get 10 of those per year. So people calling me all the time, like, got any discounts? So yeah, so I'll be glad to leave that behind, because you got so many calls about that. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, I use my discounts for everything. So yeah, I upgraded my computer at the end of last year, and so technically I did make a purchase just before I left to use my last discount. But there you go. Glenn, good time, bad time, communication breakdown. Little Led Zeppelin reference snuck in on us. Yeah, you got to throw the Zepp in when you can, yeah. Yeah, I actually snuck in that little exact same thing in a meeting I was having with one of my managers the other day, and they didn't get it. I was like, I'm leaving. You didn't get a Zeppelin reference? I'm out of here. Would have left if I knew that was the case. No, they're all good people. Everyone I work, pretty much most people I work with were good people. Anne says, yeah, I'll pass along your good wishes to Botfink. Absolutely, yeah. Please do let him know we're thinking about him, just to reiterate that from my point. And you guys like the shirts? Cool. I appreciate that, guys. Listen, thanks so much. As I said, they're going to be up there for about 6 weeks. So yeah, I'm going to take it down on the birthday of the Flying V, which is the 26th of April. So if you want the green one, the Freebird one, that you've got time. So don't worry about it. It's all good. And we will have more special editions and more shirts and stuff coming out throughout the year. It's just a thing we can do just for fun. And if you want to support the channel, that's a good way of doing it. Teespring get most of the money. I get a little bit. So that's how that works. Everything, someone else gets most of the money. YouTube take like way more of the money on advertising spend as well. They say you get 70%, but you don't. Scott says, do you think there is enough cowbell or is more actually needed? It always needs more cowbell. I don't know why it's even a question, Scott. Come on, you know this. I'm pretty sure that's been covered before. You always need more cowbell, for sure. Todd says, first Apple computer sold for $666. Fun fact. I'll give you another fun fact. Apple officially launched on April 1st, 1978. I think it was either 1978 or 1976. And if your MacBook or your phone or your iPad or whatever wasn't registered as under warranty, it would show up that the date it was manufactured was the 1st of April. Like if it was an error that it wasn't on the system, it showed that it was 1st of April 1978 on all of our systems. I probably shouldn't say that, but hey, I don't work there anymore, so who cares? Al says, at least you get things. My daughter sent a personalized calendar via FedEx, got to Rio, held because they wanted an ID number, even though we provided a number they returned to the US. Wow. Yeah, I gotta say, Apple over the years, like they would send us just stuff just out of the blue. Stress balls, very handy in the job. They were sending us like boxes of chocolates and hampers of self-care packages and all, or self-care care packages and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. And they would send us like t-shirts and things. They were due to send me a sweatshirt at Christmas and they never sent, like, they were like, we'll get it to you in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And now I've left the company. I don't think I'm ever going to get it. But yeah, a lot of stuff. I see. I do have, I don't know, there's stuff there somewhere else. If anyone is interested, I'll dig some out at some point. A lot of Apple branded stuff. They're pretty good. They're pretty good to their employees. SB, Apple employee. I hate Apple. It's like a real Ron Swanson. Absolutely. Yeah, they there was a lot of Ron Swansons at Apple. I remember one guy being like when I started, and he was like arguing in our like training sessions when I first started. He was like, Apple's the worst. It does this, it does that, and I hate this. And then the training was like the polar opposite of what he was saying. And it was like, so, and even though we'd gone through and they'd just shown us how everything he was saying was incorrect, he was like, well, it's still true. They just showed you how it's not true, dude. Just goes to show. Listen, everyone likes different things. So, like my brother's Android and Windows, and I think he has an iPad. So he's everything. I just like this stuff because I know how to use them, and I can do anything with it. So that's all pretty much. Todd said no love for Apple. The wife is a big fan though. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that, you know, a big thing is a lot of my friends are Apple users. So you don't want to be a green message in a blue message group. That's all I'm saying. 2022 is all about 15 watts now. 15 watts. I mean, that's good enough for... No, it's not. Oh, never mind. Todd, I played through two 120 watt 2x12 crate combo cabs. Great cheap stereo rig that's totally versatile and works for up to around 5,000 seat venue. Plenty of weight and light on the wallet. Dude, that sounds awesome. We should get 5,000 people who are subscribed to this channel, because there's 5,000 of you. There's over 5,000 of you. So we should get 5,000 people in a venue and test out your rig. Everyone can plug into it. Okay, maybe not everyone, but like we can pick some people. Scott can bring his SG that he won, and whoever the next prize winner is can bring their guitar too, and we could just rock out. I think that sounds like a plan. We just all got to go to the same place at the same time and do it, and find a venue that will let us do it. I know we could never do it, but it would be fun. Brent Mason has 2 albums from 20 years ago. The first is just okay, Down because he tries to sing. The second is really good. All right, cool. Good to know, Al. Thanks for letting us know about that. Scott says my buddy has a couple of Crate 212s, GFX trans tube, I think. That's interesting. Very cool. My acoustic amp has a cabinet with 4x12. Thinking of getting a Victory head for it until this tube stuff appeared. There you go. Very interesting. These conversations have gone straight down the glory hole. I mean, drain. Glenn, you just added to it. What are you doing? Good stuff. Let's take a moment, guys. I just want to remind you, just if anyone hasn't seen them. So we did talk about the Hot Wheels collection the other day. This one was my favorite, to be quite honest. Apart from the Katana, which we talked about. If you did see Guitar Wishlist on Monday, we talked about the Katana, which if you don't know the Katana, it is not that one. It is this one. So it's the kind of flying V shape, as if, you know, the right leg had been cut off, left leg, right leg, depending on how you think about it. Those ones are pretty cool, but yeah, it's just not as inspired to me as this one. I know some people dug this one a lot, the 51. I'm just, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, they should have made them like a Fender special run, like a Mexican Fender special run, $1,000, 1,200 max. They would have sold a load of them in these colors and configurations, but I get why they did it. It's a pretty nice collector's item, but like, who's going to buy the Katana? How many super big Katana fans are there out there? I don't think there's super loads of them. This one's pretty cool looking though. Although I don't know if I want Hot Wheels or some other advertising on my guitar. So let me know what you guys think of that as well. If you haven't checked out Guitar Wish Lists every Monday. So yeah, just to do with the Katana that we did talk about on Monday's episode. Every Monday, put out a video based on the book 1001 Guitars that you should dream of playing before you die. A very cool book that I picked myself up here. Let's just randomly go to this page here. Yeah, there you go. You can see those ones. Basses. Yeah, there's basses in it as well. You can't fault them. They got to do that. You got this guy playing this guitar. There you go. It's another bass. All kinds of cool things. There's Manson guitars. Samick mentioned, and some little company called Fender. Anyway, it's a very cool thing, and I go through some guitars from it that I'd be interested in adding to my collection at some point. Yeah, if you want to check it out, that'd be super cool. I try to keep those videos under 5 minutes, and they're just a bit of fun, really, for a Monday, and keep us all going. So that's that. Let's just get rid of these guitars then. Let me know your thoughts on them though, and if you liked the video, because I know, pressed the wrong button. Sorry guys. I meant to press this one. There we go. I thought I'd ended the stream early, but there you go. Let me see here. Let's have a quick look. Where are we? Saw a video yesterday about the Starshine Les Paul copy from Amazon. $249. Sounded okay. Looked great. Nice review. Starshine Les Paul copy. Haven't heard of those, Al, so let's check those out. Nice flames on the guitar. Yeah, listen. Set of the veneer top, but could not see it when opened the pickup cavity. He believes it's a solid maple top. Yeah, well, I mean, that would be the norm. Have a mahogany body with a maple cap, and then the veneer on top of it to give it that nice flamed finish or figured top. So yeah, I mean that's how how the Harley Bentons do it. Because you got a maple top, but it's a veneer for the quadruple A or the triple A or whatever. So yeah, it's very possible in that price range to get that, like a maple top. But hey, I'll have to check those out. Don't know about them, so for sure we'll check them out. John says, time for dinner and my Rory marathon. You can't go wrong, Rory. Check out his live stuff. His live stuff is phenomenal. And Al is using a MacBook right now. Me too. There you go. And I will continue to do so until this one breaks, which if you're at some point, no doubt will do. Jim says, just curious, what did you do for Apple? What didn't I do for Apple? Pretty much. I'm not going to go into what my actual job was. Pretty much, I put out fires and I solved problems. that's what I will say about that one. I just don't want to put it out there what I do for a living, 100%, because I'm going to be doing the same thing for the next company. So, but yeah, it's definitely a fun thing though, and frustrating. Basically, tech support for Apple, within Apple and outside Apple, all kinds of Apple tech support. And I worked for various different departments as well, so I had all kinds of different jobs within the company at times. Money H2O, sir, with your super chat, you are super kind. Thank you so much. Another super chat saying, don't like the Hot Wheels decal on the guitar. Now, if it was a mailbox number 4 decal, I see what you're doing. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I agree with you. Marcia says, oh my God, they couldn't even give you the sweatshirt. Come on, Apple. Pretty crappy to promise a sweatshirt for Christmas and never send it. As I type from my aging iPhone. Maybe it was an NFT sweatshirt. Possibly. Yeah, they had trouble sending stuff out. I remember it was actually, what happened was I won the sweatshirt. I don't know, these like quizzes and stuff every week, and I won a sweatshirt. And yeah, they were like, well, it'll take some time to get to you, but it just never arrived. It's fine. They sent me some chocolates when I was leaving. They sent me a box with different chocolate stuff in it. So there you go. So a little leaving present. I don't think that's what it was meant for, but that's when it arrived. So there you go. Marsha says, David needs to go work at a guitar company. Yeah, absolutely. Just looking out for that posting from Gibson, and I'm gonna, I know they're very popular over there. They want to hire me. No, did you guys see Casino Guitars video during the week about the naughty list that manufacturers have? How do you think I felt watching that video? Because I know I'm on the naughty list. At least for Gibson. I don't think for any other company. In fact, I talk enough shit about Gibson that the other companies might put me on their nice list. But yeah, I'd love to work for a guitar company. If there's any guitar companies out there, I'm available. I'll work 3 jobs. I don't care. Considering I already have 2.5. Because technically my YouTube channel is a part-time job, and I have my my real job starting back up again, my new real job, and I have a side hustle aside from YouTube as well, and they're all irrelevant to each other. They're nothing to do with each other, but there you go. Yeah, I'd love to work for a guitar company. That'd be cool. I think Guitar Center is hiring. They probably are. Yeah, I couldn't trust working for Guitar Center. I just always feel like they're going to shut down. But and also there's no Guitar Centers here. So Todd says, I'm totally down for your idea, for real. It would be a logistics nightmare from hell, but what a great fun time. There are a couple of venues available. Anyway, everyone in? I think we should do it. Don't they have a performance space at the Gibson garage? Why don't we all just turn up someday and just start playing? Be like, dudes, we're here to put on a show. No, so in terms of renting a venue, it's actually usually fairly straightforward. You just got to say to them, I want to rent your place, and they'll tell you how much. And then you got to say, I got my own insurance. And then you show them some insurance documents. Then you've rented it. And they don't mind doing it. I've hosted events actually worldwide. So we're not massive events or anything, but like I've rented places in Asia, in the US. It was actually my buddy rented it in Asia, but I was part of the production. In the US, I've rented places. Here in Ireland, I've rented places. It's quite straightforward to get done. That side of it's easy. It's getting everybody there. That's the difficult part. So Gibson garage, anyone? I think we could do it. It would actually be, imagine having a 3-chord Dave Live where people from all you guys and me were there just having a live show, like a proper live show with music and like you guys playing guitar and me criticizing your playing. I'd never do that, by the way, but it would be fun. Just get some guitars and stuff. I remember Mark Agnesi saying when Bill Burr was in LA to play at the Forum, the day before his show, he got a load of music people down, and they all got to go down and they took guitars and things from Norm's Rare Guitars and just jammed on the stage and in the Forum. That'd be a cool thing to do. Just close the place and have a private party jam session. Be cool. Let's see. Al says, I'm waiting to see if Trogley can get one off Fenders. I'd laugh if he doesn't. Can't help my disdain for him as he talks down to player grade guitars. Player grade guitars are cool. I think that's the misconception, that everything's at like that player grade guitars aren't cool. They absolutely are. It's some of the best ways to get into vintage stuff, I think. Agreed 110% about the Fender Hot Rod or Hot Wheels. Need running to be a Mexican special run. I like them, but at the price point, I wouldn't buy it even if I had the cash to. Yeah, I had an interesting conversation the other day about like, it was about like houses that cost like $40 million or whatever. This YouTube video came up and it was like, even if you had the money, do you need a $40 million house or I think it was an apartment? It's like, you're buying an apartment for 40 million. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. That's ridiculous. You could buy a perfectly fine house for $2 million somewhere if you wanted to be super fancy, even you had like $100 million or 200 million or 300 or a billion or whatever. So how much money becomes like so insignificant that, you know, like a 59 Les Paul is chump change. I don't know, but yeah, I think they should have appealed to the masses with that one, especially because it was like a branding crossover that would have appealed to the masses. But hey, you never know. Maybe it's the start of something. They might do something at some point. Marcia says, I also hear Dave is going to start making his own tube amps so he can wreck the environment and possibly make stuff explode in the process. No. I'm very environmentally friendly. I recycle. Yep. I recycle cardboard. So there you go. Super saving the world right there. Why no Barbie guitars? Missed opportunity, I think. It's maybe it's coming. I don't know. It might be a collection that they do. They might have a partnership agreement and multiple different things coming. It is probably an opportunity missed. There are lots of people out there who love Barbies and would add guitars to their collection. So you know, definitely something they should look into, to be quite honest. SB says the bass part of the book is for You're Ready to Die. Yeah. I caught myself being almost interested in buying a bass guitar. Cause Todd, you sent me a video about the other Todd, who appears on the channel from time to time. Todd Kearns playing a Gibson bass, right, double cut bass. And I was watching and he was playing pretty cool stuff on it, and I was like, oh, I might pick up a bass. I bought a bass once years ago. Didn't end well. So yeah, I don't want a bass. But yeah, anyway. Al says, some person, YouTuber, talks down to everyone and everything and thinks he's a freaking expert. And SB thought that was quite funny. He was cackling. I'm trying not to say negative stuff about that YouTuber or any YouTuber because I did catch a little bit of shit about it recently. So, but I'll say no more. What I will say is all of the people that catch shit, I watch their videos and I rarely care enough to bitch about them. I have mentioned a couple of things with that person though, but hey. I asked the same thing on the video comments. Also need My Little Pony, Cabbage Patch Kids, Rainbow Bright. Oh, remember Rainbow Bright? That was weird. Care Bears and no joke, Garbage Pail Kids would be sick. Yeah, I did see your comment. Did I not respond to your comment, Marsha, on that video? I thought I'd responded to comments on that one. But yeah, I mean, if they've got a partnership with Mattel, you might see all of those things. Care Bears would be an obvious one. I think they should definitely do. Because it's got all the different colors, which could translate to different finishes. I think that'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, very cool. Garbage Pail Kids would be pretty sick. Says Scott, I agree. Glenn says I'd quit just to get the box of chocolate. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in relation to that. It was pretty. I think they ran a Valentine's Day. We're gonna send you some chocolate if you want it, and you had to sign up, and then they send you stuff. But it didn't arrive until this week, so it's like a month late. It just happened to coincide with my leaving of jobs. So anyway, Alza, isn't it strange how employees with fight with each other over a $30-40 reward? It is for sure. We used to laugh at each other because there was always one guy on my team, and he'd come in and go, "I got this from Apple." I was like, "Yeah, everyone got it," and he'd be disappointed everyone got it. It's like, whatever, dude. So, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun thing, but I think the big companies try and do that. They try and send you stuff, and God, at one point they were sending us that stuff on like an almost a monthly basis, and it was never any good. I used to give it away to people nearby. Fender needs to make transformer guitars. I'd like a Jazzmaster that transformed to a Tele. Benny's onto something, definitely. Transformer guitars would be awesome. Dave felt left out of the naughty list, but seriously, Phil McKnight doesn't deserve it. But he talked about being on naughty list on his live stream yesterday. Very interesting listen. I haven't seen that yet, but Phil's video, I do watch his videos a lot, so I will catch up on that. I'm way behind on everything because, finishing up a lot of work, trying to get stuff done for the channel, trying to get stuff done for my other thing that I do, and have a life outside of working on things all the time. So yeah, I'm way behind on things. So I'll definitely check that out. I think, look, Phil McKnight's channel is brilliant. I love it, and I agree. I think he's one of the best guitar YouTubers that there is. He's like top 5 for sure, top 3 probably. But the thing that companies don't like is when you're honest and not just like kissing their ass all the time. So sometimes Phil says things that don't compliment products like I do, like other people do, and he isn't overly, I'm going to say the word purchasable by these companies. So that's why probably he's on notice. Now, again, he might have said something else. I don't know. But I would imagine that's why he could be on a naughty list. I'm on it because I talk shit about them all the time. It's as simple as that. Todd says, Dave, you're a rebel. I respect that. And that's what makes you great is your naughtiness. Stay on the naughty side and we will all stick around. Absolutely. I had to stop myself doing a Gibson or Assholes video a couple of weeks ago. I think I said I was going to make it on the live stream. But then when it came to sitting down recording it, I had the lights on, I had the camera on. I was like, I just can't. It's just going to sound like I have a vendetta against Gibson if I made that video. So I did one take and I was like, I'm just not going to publish it. But yeah, I just wish they'd make guitars. Just stop with all the other shit. I don't care about Gibson TV or your YouTube channel, which is just, like, that's what it is. It's just a YouTube channel. Some of the content is cool. Some of it is absolutely terrible. You're a guitar company, make guitars and guitar related stuff like amps and cables. And if you have to make some promotional stuff, make some picks. You don't need to make anything else. Cables, maybe. Cases. Just do it. Do it well. And because I think Gibson are falling into the same trap that they've always fallen into, or they have over the last 20 years, where they're taking their eye off the ball, and it drives me fucking insane. I wish they would just make good guitars. And experiment a little, make something a little bit crazy, like Scott mentioned, the Firebird X. Do that. Do crazy shit. It might not work. People might give you shit for it, but if you're trying something different, they'll give you some credit. That's pretty much what I was going to say in that video, but like ramp it up and be like, blah, 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 blah. hate when you do this, Gibson. And get away. And they seem to be trying to, here's another thing they're doing, is they're trying to attach a name to everything they do. They have to have like their Sister Rosetta Tharpe collection. Why? There's the Adam Jones collection that has nothing to do with guitars, including an empty case for a guitar that you can't currently buy. Why would you have a case for a guitar you can't buy? Like a companion case to a guitar you cannot buy. Can someone explain that to me? I still haven't figured that out. Like, that was months ago. Anyway, moving on. Gibson code name for naughty list is Dave. Yeah, 3-chord Dave list. That's what it is. I'd love to just go there, just walk into the Nashville plant, where they do the tours for YouTubers and all. I believe you can just go and ask for a tour. And this is where I got, hey, my name's Dave. Can I do a tour? Can I make a video? Is that cool? I'm sure they'd be like, yeah, let us just call security. Nah, they'd be cool. I think, to be quite honest with you, they probably don't have a clue who I am. I'm too small for that, for them to know who I am, really. Let's get a set list up. About 6 to 10 songs. Everyone pick a couple you like and learn them, or at least learn to fake them, and then there you go. Jim's in. I like it. I presume you mean to go and rent a venue and doing it. Oh my God, I dare Dave to rent it, to rent the Gibson garage. That'd be sweet. It would be sweet. Who knows? Maybe, look, YouTube has allowed people to do some crazy things. We would need probably a lot more subscribers to be able to afford to do it, but it'd be a fun thing to do. Crazy, but hey, crazier things have happened, guys. They have. Live stream from the Gibson garage. It'd be fun. Al says, if I worked at the Gibson garage, I'd have too many rubber credit cards bouncing all over the place with overcharges. Yeah. When I was very young, I worked in a video store and I was a huge movie buff, and like at least half my wages every week went back into the store because I was just buying movies all the time. So I get it. I think that's probably why I don't work in a guitar company, because I would spend a lot of money on it. It's already enough with what I can get my hands on now, so it's way too much. But anyway, that's all good. Todd says, Marcia, damn it, enough with the sexualization of our musical adventure. Interesting. All right. Glenn says, I'm about 6 or 7 hours from Nashville. I'll show up if I can. Be known as One Scale Glenn. One Scale Glenn, as you wish. I approve of numerical musical references, for sure. If I had the money to buy those expensive mansions, I'd buy what excites me. I wouldn't care what anyone else thinks. I like Elon Musk's idea. It doesn't matter if you have a big fancy house, as long as you're living your life and doing your thing. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, look, I don't have $100 million in the bank. If I did, would I feel differently? Maybe. But yeah, I mean, I've always had the idea it's better to have a small house that I mean, if you're like just a couple of people, or, well, yeah, it's whatever. Rich people are weird. It does about 3.5 hours out from the Gibson garage, depending on how many state troopers are on duty. Yeah, avoid that. Oh, you got a complaint about mentioning his name? No, not really. Somebody, I think, no, not related to him anyway. Somebody commented on one of my videos, or maybe it was on the live stream, I can't remember, saying like I shouldn't talk about YouTubers because just focus on my own stuff. And a couple other people agreed with him, and I was like, all right, that's a fair point. I don't care about what other people do so much. Sometimes maybe I'll get caught up talking about something and say inappropriately, oh, that's wrong, or I don't like they did that. And I shouldn't do that. I wouldn't like it if other YouTubers were talking about me in my videos. But at the same time, everyone's entitled to their opinion. So no, not necessarily a complaint, just people being, not impressed. That's fine. Can't please everyone. Let's see. Yeah, behind always work. What's up with that? Work is one of those things you gotta do it. Or if I'm not working on something, I get in trouble. So sometimes I work on something. Phil said the problem is not so much with the company, but with the person. Oh. Yeah. Well, if you've got like a rep or something that you don't get on with, that's a thing, for sure. Al asking the question. I think you guys can all see it there. Any idea an alias we can use for that's such a person? And the code name Todd suggests is Geek Lord. Interesting. Anyway, I don't get dragged into that. But listen, I watch his video. I still watch his videos because sometimes he has cool stuff on them, and I like seeing stuff that I haven't seen or quite rare. So I do watch his videos. I want to be very clear about that. I watch his videos on a regular basis. I am subscribed to his channel. I don't want to give him shit. Guy does something right. A lot of people love his stuff. So, you know, a lot more than my channel, and that's not a slight on me or on any of the people who like my channel. People who like my channel are better than the people who like his channel, because all people who like my channel are cool. But I'm gonna get in so much trouble when this gets out. But but yeah, look, people like his stuff. I watch it, so can't complain. But what's this? Trogney mentioned on a recent video that a person may be racist if they don't like rich light boards. How? How is that a thing? What? All right, well. SB says, nah, you're wrong, man. The Adam Jones case isn't empty. When you open, there's a note with a middle finger to the fans. I knew there was something. Listen, that's crazy. Yeah, I just don't get it. A case for a signature model. Can I buy the signature model? No, they're sold out. But you can buy the case for like more money than a regular case. Crazy. Anyway, Todd says, I saw that comment. Racist rich light haters. What was the explanation for that? He must have said something else. Come on, like, what was going on there? Is that in a recent video? I'll need to check this out because that's weird. That is very weird. Anyway, rich light may be maybe black in color, but it does have the word light in it, so I tend to think it's very inclusive. I don't know what's going on here. Are you guys messing with me? Is this a tribute to somebody? Is something going on? You guys are like, April 1st is a couple of weeks away, guys. You can't be messing with me. So Geek Lord said that the heel carve on the Gibson Les Paul Modern collection was something Epiphone sometimes does. Sure, he mostly focuses on vintage guitars, but still. Yeah. Look, you can't get everything right. That's just I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna you know what I'm thinking. I agree with you, Benny. I agree with that's what I was gonna say there. Phil is very considerate not to call out brands when it's bad reps and not the company banning him. Yeah, listen. When you deal with reps, I don't deal with any reps for YouTube, but when you deal with reps, it can be very much a personal thing, and sometimes they're just dicks. I haven't worked with them in my recent workload, but I don't know, people just get assholey sometimes. It's just a thing people do. So anyway, hopefully Phil will get back on the nice list. Maybe he can bring me with him at some point. It's back to the nice list. I love Phil. I think his channel is great. I've always been a supporter of his channel, always watched his channel. Like, I buy his shirts, I buy his no, it's not his. Anyway, never mind. I've bought a couple of his shirts in the past. They tend not to wash well. I don't know if he's using Teespring. He should use Teespring, because the ones I buy from that, like I bought Casino guitars from there, very cool. They work really good. That shirt I've washed 1,000 times because I wear it a lot, and it's a very cool shirt. But anyway, Phil is cool though. I like his channel. I always find him honest, and I like that about his videos. Glenn says, I would like to see just once in a while maybe a pedal. Interesting, Glenn, because I nearly asked, instead of what would you like to see guitar wise, is what are your favorite pedals, because I would like to check out more. I don't really know much about pedals. I'm not a huge pedal guy. I own 6 pedals. They're all super cheap ones. These ones, these Behringers. It's got the super fuzz, which it won't focus on here. What have I got? I've got a vintage delay, an overdrive, a couple other things, chorus, and a digital reverb, and of course Crybaby. So those are my pedals. So But yeah, I'm looking into that a little bit more. The Guitaristas video from yesterday, they're taking a look at the new Maestro fuzz tone pedal, and that seemed very cool. So I might look at those Maestro pedals. I know they're Gibson pedals essentially, but yeah, I like the look of them, to be quite honest. So I might check those out. I need to kind of understand more about it, get into pedals a bit more. So that's something I might do later on this year. But yeah, thanks for that recommendation. Maybe the T word guy can sponsor a Glory Hole Wednesday video. Go back to Geek Lord. I think we'll officially call or adopt the name Geek Lord for that person. I like Todd's recommendation there. So Geek Lord, review of the Black LP. Can't remember the signature. Interesting. Glenn says, I watch, I can remember the rich light, but can't remember the context. I heard the racist word used. Okay. Actually said it in the video. It's bizarre. I'd love to see Geek Lord review Fanos, Charvel, and any of the boutique guitar makers. Again, I think I said it earlier, like, yeah, your channel, your YouTube stuff, you'll get more views talking about Gibsons and Fenders than anything else. And all of us have experimented doing other guitar brands at some point or another, and they don't do as well. Having said that, my highest rated video or highest views on a video was from Gibsons. So the one Gibson last summer. So, you know, yeah, and like a lot of YouTubers in a lot of different niches, you just fall on what gets you more views, because honestly, you get more views, you grow better. You grow better, you end up making more money, you make more money, you keep wanting to make YouTube videos. So we fall into that vicious circle of everyone just talks about Gibson and Fender. And that's why it is. And it's hard to break. So that's why I'm trying to break out about myself. And I know I'll always still come back to those ones. But yeah, I like what you guys are saying. There's a lot of good information here. I will be taking it all on board, and I will be trying to put together some interesting stuff. I know I'm going to do a lot about Harley Bentons this year as well, for later in the year. I've done some in the past. I always like their stuff, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to try and get somebody from Harley Benton to talk to us as well, do some stuff about their plans and what they're going to do. Trying to organize stuff. It's very slow getting stuff like that done. But I have a lot of good ideas from you guys, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing all that stuff with me tonight. It'll give me a lot to work with going forward, and hopefully I can bring you content that you like. That'd be super cool. Anyways, let's see. Jim says, my channel, The Practical Guitarist, is definitely not on any of the nice lists. We talk practicality, and there are no sacred cows. Good stuff, Jim. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, we'll definitely check you out there. I'll check you out in the next couple of days. Practical Guitarist. Guys, check out Jim's channel, The Practical Guitarist, for sure. I will check that out. Al says, I like Behringer pedals. I have the delay and the compressor. They're pretty good. I mean, they work pretty well for me. They're only they're very cheap. They're like 30-40 euros. But yeah, I saw the reason I bought like 6 of them or 5 of them at the same time, because the pedal show, the pedal show, I can't remember the name of it now. The pedal show did a review of them, and they were like, these are pretty cool. And comparing them to the ones that they're actually replicas or clones of, they were like, they're pretty close for the most part. So that's why I bought a few of them. Yeah, they are pretty nice, to be quite honest with you. So if, like me, you don't know much about pedals, they're a good starting place. I just got to start using them. That's the thing. Let's see. Jim says, Geek Lord's a good egg. Remember, he comes from a Guitar Hero game. He isn't really a player, just an appreciator and collector. Nothing wrong with that. I agree. Nothing wrong with being a collector and an appreciator. I'm not really a player. I'm just a dude who's obsessed with guitars. That's all I am. You people are something. I stopped to grab a quick call and come back in glory hole. Wednesday sponsoring opportunities. Better take out ads, Dave. Yeah, absolutely. That was someone else's idea, not mine. I think it was who was it Glenn? No, it was it was Glenn. Glenn's coming up with the ideas. Anything to promote the channel, it's all good. Mark said, very true, but I can see where his approach and manner might rub some people up the wrong way. Can't please them all. It's very true. You can't please all the people. Some people hate me. They don't like my channel at all. You've seen people come in and mention things in the chat and comments and all that sort of stuff. It's why I'm not very active in the comments of the videos, because people just give you shit for stuff that you're like, well, whatever. Tends to be a lot of personal appearance jokes and stuff that I'm just like, I can't deal with that shit. So I don't. So yeah, if I get into the comments and you see me there, I usually I go through and I read them, but usually there's the first day, because I know you guys are going to be there. After that, I don't really care. So yeah, so if you need to mention something about videos, mention it on Saturday. It's probably the best place to do it. Or reach out to me any of the other ways. Hit the links in the description. The email's always there. You guys can reach out to me anytime via email and stuff. I know it says business only, but you guys are special, so don't worry about it. Reach out if you need to bring anything to my attention, and feel free to send me info or something you'd like me to check out on the channel. That would be cool. Scott says, thanks for another great Saturday night. Thank you, sir, for joining and having a great input in the conversation. You always add a lot, Scott. Thank you so much. It's the guy from Ramstein's Les Paul. One reason the comment was even funnier. Yeah, that's an interesting one. It makes it even more interesting, for sure. Glenn says, I don't own Harley Benton, but I'm interested in seeing more on them. Yeah, I do. I own a couple of them. They're great. I've heard like people obviously have hit and miss things. We'll see a lot more of them over the year, for sure. I'm going to add at least a couple of them over the summer. Al says, I resent his disdain for a regular player and I'm bored with Les Paul, even though it's my favorite type of guitars. Yeah, look, it's just how it is. And look, he's honestly, people on YouTube, 99% of us are just trying to get views. That's all. So if someone's rubbing you up the wrong way, they're probably just doing it to get views, and they're probably intentionally rubbing people up the wrong way, because then they get more engagement, which helps them get more views, and so on and so forth. So that's all it's about, a lot of the time. So yeah, listen, I'm sure in person, having a beer, I'd go sit somewhere else, but hey, that's fine. He can still come to the Chord Dave Live experience at the Gibson garage. He's very welcome, for sure. And Todd says he's going to check out Jim's channel as soon as the live chat ends. Yeah, definitely do check that out, guys. And yeah, thanks for sharing, Jim. We appreciate it. David Rory says, please review some Sterling guitars. Sterling's been on my list for a while. Getting a chance. Every time I've tried to buy one twice, and someone, I don't want to say someone has beat me to it, because they've sold out, basically, when I've tried to buy them. Marsh says, I would love some interviews. That would be cool. I have some suggestions of people who would be thrilled to get interviewed when you're ready to set that stuff up and take suggestions. Marsha, feel free to email me a list of names, or if you know people or who to contact for people, that's great. I have reached out myself to some people. For example, Todd Kearns, I have reached out to. I know some people who know some people of various celebrities and stuff, and I've tried to reach out to them, but it's always difficult, you know, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you've got some suggestions or some ways of contacting people, let me know and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Dave, you're the bomb. I'd be bored after work every Saturday if not for you. Thanks so much. Thank you, Todd. Thank you so much. You add a lot to the chat, live chat here, and I really appreciate it. A lot of you guys are, you know, very important. People come to the live stream on a Saturday. You guys are the backbone of the channel. You really are. So I appreciate each and every one of you. It means so much to me that you guys come and spend some of your Saturday with me. Little old me. So thank you so much. And let's see this program. Muddy H2O with yet another super chat. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, honestly, you're too good. You need to be less good to me. I certainly don't deserve it, but thank you so much. He says, you always rub me the right way. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. I appreciate you so much. Thank you a million times over. Let me see. I've lost my place now on the thing because I had to scroll down for that. Let me see. Where were we? We're quite close to wrapping up, I think. There's Todd's comment. great. I think it's just his communication skills as a kid. For came into money, gets to live his dream. All good. Yeah. Well, Dave just deleted troll comments. Just delete troll comments and block them. I don't believe in deleting comments or blocking people. If people want to say shit about me, they're fine. They can go ahead. I just won't engage with it. Um, I just, I'll tell you what, look, here's the honest truth. There was a time when I thought about giving up YouTube because I was getting a lot of crap from people over all kinds of things. And I was just like, you know what? I just don't want to deal with this. So I came very close to just shutting down the channel. But no, you guys, honestly, it was you guys on the live stream that kept me going. So yeah, I'm never giving it up, and it means I just don't dig into the comments as much as I used to. But yeah, appreciate your suggestion. And don't be concerned. It's fine. I know how to deal with it for myself, and that's all good. Jim says, too many people go for the throat on personal appearance. It's just proof that they don't have a good point. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, listen, I'm very comfortable with how I look. Very comfortable indeed. If I didn't, I wouldn't have a long beard. I'd just try and look like everyone else. But yeah, I'm very cool with that. People trying to say whatever is not a big deal for me. It just drives me mad. I wish people weren't like that, because I know there are people it does affect a lot more. I just don't like negativity. I'm a big anti-negativity person. I'm a negative toward negativity person. Anyway, I'm always here, guys. If you guys need me or want to post anything, Saturday nights, or email me or Facebook it, or you can leave it in the comments. I will see a lot of yours. I do look out for you guys' names, and I usually remember you. So there you go. Anne says, Dave, thanks for another great live show, and have a good one, everyone. Thank you, Anne, and again, best wishes to Batfink. Please do pass that on to Phil. We're all hoping he does well. So yeah, please pass that on to him. No animosity towards Geek Lord. He's just not an expert on everything Gibson. He still has some holes in his knowledge. Yeah, well, there you go. He's still limited. I got attacked by some of his fans because I pointed out his age and lack of real experience. I've played Gibson since my 79 LP. I was the first owner. There you go. Listen, and I'm the same. Like I have gaps in my knowledge, and I've been called out on stuff that I was wrong about, and that's fine. And I think what you got to just do is be like, dude, I was wrong. And as long as you can do that and be like, look, yeah, I was wrong, that's all that matters. But yeah, it's true. When you're younger, sometimes you think you know more than you do. Well, I think we were all there at that point. Todd says, personal appearance, I'm old, fat, bald. What could be worse? Give 0 Fs. Hey, listen, we're all getting there. We're all getting there. I did mention to one of my bosses the other day that something that was happening in the company had me pulling my hair out, and they kind of went silent. I was like, not literally. It's not what caused me to go bald. It's like a razor did that. But anyway, Sterling is great. I have a CT50 Strat like. Match tones my Fender. Yeah, Sterling are supposed to be fantastic. Music Man stuff, isn't it? But yeah, I really do need to get one of those. It's been on my list for a while. Let's see what I like about this channel. It isn't people going, I just bought this new guitar, do you love it? Please tell me it's great. I need validation. You just kind of see that everywhere nowadays. So yeah, it's not just guitars. I'm in a couple of car groups and a couple of things, and it's the same thing. Like people posting, here's this new car I bought, here's this new thing I bought, here's like, and there it's like, good for you. Yeah, everything's great. You see it with Apple stuff, and like people posting, I bought a new Apple phone. I was like, did you? Cool, well done. Or I'd be talking to Apple customers, they'd be like, this new, I got the new one. Good for you. They all have the same software on them, so whatever. So anyway, Money H2O saves his money all week so he can post as many super chats as possible. That'll make Dave blush. It's true. It's true. Money H2O is super supporter of the channel. I appreciate it so much. But yeah, it's very cool when he does that. Chord Dave family, you guys are all awesome. So glad you were here all again to have talk. to have fun and talk shit about Geek Lord. Yes, Todd, absolutely. Well, listen, we set up a new channel, Geek Lord, the club, and just talk shit about him, that channel, that people. No, we won't. We won't. That's just a joke. If anyone is freaking out. Glad to see you got a backbone. Missing from too many people. Well, you gotta have it. Good thing I have a good supply of bone marrow. Yeah, absolutely. I don't normally say to delete, but think about everyone else who loses out by not having you in the comments. Just some food for thought. I know you're people. I know, yeah, but look. Honestly, it's either in terms of that, it came to it's either don't go in there as often or don't have a channel. So that's where it came to, and I was like, I just won't go in there. So honestly, I started my videos to have fun, and when it's not fun, it stops being something I want to do. So no, I get you absolutely, and I'm trying to get more into the comments, but then you always come up against one, and then what happens is we're going to wrap up now in just a sec, guys. But what happens is I go into the comments on a video and I'll see something, and it'll be like calling me out on something or claiming something or saying something, and I'll be like, I have to respond to this, and I'll respond and it'll become a big argument, and I'll be like, I'm never going into the comments again. It's happened several times over the last couple of months. Most recent one being, I think I told you about it, the guy who was like, you shouldn't buy guitars. You're not a good enough guitar player to have more than one, maybe two guitars. I was like, dude, I work for a living. I can spend my money on whatever I want. And he was like, no, you shouldn't do that. And I was all right. We had a big long a chain of things that me saying, dude, some of the most important people in guitar didn't even know how to play guitar. Fender, Orville, Gibson, those dudes couldn't play guitar. So, I think I think I think it's one of those things where it was really rubbing him up the wrong way, and I was like, you know what, F you, dude, and I stand up for myself a little bit, but actually all it started with was he said something and I said, dude, you have a great opinion, why don't you just start your own YouTube channel? And then he said that I was disrespecting him or something. I can't remember the full details, but hey, you know what? It's one of those things. I think people don't realize people come at you from all angles when you're on YouTube or wherever else. You get all these comments. And you're right, though, Marshall, you make a very good point. I should just ignore the comments and just get on with it. I'm trying to grow up. I may never get there. We'll see what happens. But yeah, anyway, it's all good. And guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. We've got a little bit over. First time in a while we've done that. So thank you so much for joining me, for having fun with me and talking about guitars, and for giving me your opinions on things, for adding to the channel and doing videos about it. I really appreciate it. And I will take everything on board. I obviously won't be able to get to everything, but I'll do my best. And if you come up with other ideas over the next week or two, we've a Facebook page. It's linked in the description. You can email me at any point on the email in the description of all my videos as well. Drop it in or save it till next Saturday and let me know whatever you want. I really do appreciate it. Thanks to you and everything you do. Let's have a quick look. Last few comments, guys, and let's have a look. I got a new iPhone 13 Pro Max, 1 terabyte. Isn't that awesome? No, it's not. I got a nice guitar with that one. I do think that quite a lot. I have thought that quite a lot when people were talking about their Apple stuff. Al says, this is a great family. Dave, thanks for bringing us all together. I think of us like a family. I really do. And I'm glad a lot of you guys think that. I'll take it off your hands if it bothers you that much. Absolutely. Still, some of the most important people in guitar still don't know how to play guitar, and they're making millions off their bad playing. Yeah, that's very true. I'm subscribed to the Practical Guitarist. Very good, Todd. I'll watch some content later tonight. You'll get some views then, Jim. Yeah, good stuff there. Looking forward to checking you out actually on YouTube. I had someone say to me once at a gig, "You're not supposed to play rhythm guitar on a Les Paul." Yeah, you see, that'll drive me. It's that kind of thing. I'm like, what's your problem, dude? And I just like, yeah, I know. Likewise, stay safe, stay cool. SB there, yeah, good job. Have a good one with you. Had to get it so I could give my iPhone, my 11 Pro Max to my son. Or I still have the darn thing. Apple. It's in the past. It's in the past. World record glory hole setting. That's on the other channel I do, Todd, not on this one. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It has been so much fun. You guys always make the best Saturday stuff come true for me. So take care of yourselves. Have a great week. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. There's your Freebird shirt. Don't forget, it's up for sale now for the next 6 weeks or so. As I said, I have put it up there until the 26th of April. So if you want to pick one up, do so within the next 6 weeks. It's kind of funny. I think I'll probably be wearing it to Guns N' Roses in the summer, as long as it goes ahead. And yeah, take care of yourselves, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. As I've said, I'll see you again Monday for Guitar Wish List. Hopefully a video on Tuesday and Thursday this week. And then back here again next Saturday to do it all again. And maybe I'll even see you in the comments this week. Who knows? Anyway, take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.